this episode, we are going to learn Retrofit 2.1, a new release as of the date June 2016. And we are going to build a list of items using Recycler View and Retrofit using the help of OKHTTP library. So what are we doing in this episode? So we're going to consume GitHub API, which can result user names which starts from this parameter. So say suppose if I search for Ash and it'll give the results whose names will start from Ash. So this is the API that we are going to consume today. So what do we need basically? So let's set up a project. So it's your wish, however you want to name the project, name it, and save the project in a location where you can uh, see it yourself easily. And I'm going with the API level Marshmallow since Android 6.x, which is N preview, is in still beta mode, and I don't want to take any chances on the bugs that I would be facing. So the libraries or the Gradle dependencies that we need would be Retrofit, Retrofit GSON, and Recycler View. That's it. So project is ready. Let's go to build.module. Keep the cursor in the right place. Take the retrofit dependency first. If you have seen my earlier episodes, you know this place very well. So this is the place where I grab my Gradle dependencies for the libraries that I use. And I'm gonna take OKHTTP3 dependency. I'm gonna add it later. I'm gonna add retrofit GSON. So just follow the steps. Don't get skeptical or don't get confused. We have added 3 dependencies. 2 are from retrofit. One is OKHTTP. That's the network interceptor. I'll explain it very clearly in the later part of the video. We need one more dependency, that is Recycler View. We are good to go. Give sync now. So Retrofit is a very efficient typeface HTTP client where it has all sort of uh, web services that any mobile devices could do. We can achieve it using this retrofit library. So retrofit basically works with a method called interface abstraction. You're going to write an interface which has a method like this, and using this method in our activity or in our helper classes, we can consume the API. So let's deep dive in to the development process. I hope the libraries have been synced and we are now good to go. So now I'm going to start with POJO, a POJO of this API. So this API has this as a result. This is the JSON data that whenever I call this API returns. Okay, so I'm going to create a new POJO class. It says user. If you want, you can create it in a package, but this is for knowledge, and I'm gonna use generate option. You can go to code and press generate. If you are a Windows user, you can go to code and go to generate, control N. I'm a Mac user, so I'm going here. I'm going for this JSON format plugin, and I have shown how to install this plugin in earlier episodes. Just go to your Android preferences, plugins, search for JSON format. I'm not going to explain that in this video. After creating the class, just paste the content of your JSON data here. Rest of the things is taken care by this plugin. It will generate a clean POJO getters and setters methods for your JSON data, which is beautiful. And now I'm going to create a small Java class, which is basically an interface called my API endpoint interface. My API endpoint interface. That's it. So we are now one step ahead of creating our interface. Now we can use @get retrofit annotation for this part of the API. So /users. Okay, now I'm gonna call this using this retrofit call method, and it accepts our model, and I'm gonna say get user named Tom, and we have to use a query from retrofit, and the path should be Q. This query will append this question mark in the URL. So it should accept the string name. Okay, so our interface abstraction, which is this, is ready. Now let's go to our XML and do a little bit of refactoring here. All I need is a recycler view. So we should be knowing android.support.b7.widget.recycler view is the Android package name, Android ID. I'll call it as recycler view. Width, match parent, height, wrap content. Scroll bars if you want. Make it vertical. Okay, so our recycler view is ready. We need one more layout for each row of the recycler view. So I'm going to create a each row layout. Set it to Android 23. It will take and show. And I'm going to add 2 text views. So just drag and drop. This text view, and I'm going to get rid of gravity. And if you want size and things, you can modify that. Okay, so text view 1, text view 2. So let's make it as title and count. That's anything that we want to display. So what we will display is, let's display avatar URL and score. Okay. So next, let's configure a little bit main activity. We're gonna need a public static final string called base URL, which is https api.github.com/, and a log, and I'm gonna declare private recycler view called mrecycler view. Private recycler view called mrecycler view. We need an adapter called user adapter, or anything of your choice, and madapter, and we need list of user.items entity users, and layout manager for recycler view. Okay, so items entity is nothing but a subclass inside the user POJO, which narrows down to the details of the API, like string login and things like that. So now in main activity, all we need is we need to create a user adapter. So in user adapter, now first I'll have to create a public class called my view holder, extends to recycler view dot view holder. Okay, after creating constructor, we have to create a text view instance, public title, and I'll call it as what is the other value that we are looking for? Score. Okay, score. So after super view, let's call view, which is item view, find view by id, or dot id dot title. Okay, now here count, and here score. So our view holder class is ready. So basically, recycler view works with the view holder pattern. It's very easy. Uh, for the first time, it may seem like confusing, but it's very easy than list view, and it's very efficient. Now let's extend to recycler view adapter and the view holder of the same class dot my view holder, and we need to implement all these methods. Brilliant. And now we might have to create one list for passing the data to constructor. That's it. And we have to, without fail, change the item size. And after that, on my view holder, here, uh, I'm going to create one more view called item view, and use the layout inflator class from parent context. For parent context, we need to do parent.get context, and then try to inflate the r dot layout dot each row layout and parent, and pass the boolean value false. And now we have to return our new view holder with item view. After that, on bind view holder, we can do final user adapter dot my view holder. Oh, sorry. So this is final user equals new. After that, use the holder set text equals items entity dot get position dot get avatar URL, and then count score, then here score, get score. That's a small trick. That's a double value, so I have turned it into string. Now the rest of the work is in main activity. So in main activity, let's map our recycler view first. And then let's create a OK HTTP client called OK client. I'm using OKHTTP3 library. I have to use the builder pattern for this, and we have to add interceptor like this. So public response, IO exception, then need request, from the OKHTTP class, call request, and then chain dot request dot new builder. We need to add header. We need to pass accept key, and then we need to pass application /JSON. Then build. Then we need to return here chain dot proceed method called chain dot proceed, and we have to pass the request. And then okay, our HTTP call is ready. Now let's create a retrofit reference. And this retrofit version uses builder pattern. So I'm going to use dot add base URL. Base URL. Then client would be our OK client. OK client. And then next add converter factory, GSON converter factory dot create. Then dot build. Our retrofit instance is also ready. Now all we need is our interface reference. We have created my API endpoint interface. Then let's create its service callback. Service callback is also ready. Now using call of retrofit class, we can call the service that we have created using the interface abstraction and retrofit client ref dot we don't need this service dot get username to Tom. Let's pass that value. We can pass any value here. Next call dot enqueue, then new callback user. Okay, on response on failure, everything came. I'm gonna use log d method so that on response I can actually append uh, res response dot body. Now let me compile this to check whether this is working or not. Instead of body, let's take code and reinstantiate the app, and we can see the adapter is not attached. We have not attached on response, so we are getting the 200 okay code. Now here let's do the rest of the work. If response dot is successful, then do this. Users equals new list items entity. Okay, then let's take the user and call it as a result. It from response dot body. Response from dot body. Now users equals result dot get items. Adapter equals new user adapter as the users. Then attach the adapter to the recycler view. So we need to set this layout manager, and then if you want, you can set the item animator or just adapter. Okay, I'm rebuilding it. Hooray! Our list is ready. So here we have the recycler view reference. Here OK HTTP reference. Retrofit reference, and our interface my endpoint, and the callbacks. You can pass any string so that it will display here. Make sure you have wrap content, otherwise if you are seeing this bug where the list item is uh, inflated in a very wrong manner. Now, even if you scroll, this is fixed. Thank you for watching. I'm planning for very advanced versions of video episodes. I need your support by subscribing, liking, and commenting my channel. And I'm thinking of crowdsourcing the content where the people who are actually subscribed, and if they have any thought, if they want to record and post it in Android ABCD, I would be happy to associate and help you to achieve this. So please mail ashokslsk@gmail.com your thoughts and ideas. Let's collaborate and let's make Android ecosystem much more stronger, and let's grow together. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Keep on tuned to Android ABCD. Thank you.